What's up, y'all, and welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to be doing a post-season review of our Frogg Togg Migration Series waders, and we're getting started right now. What's up, y'all, and welcome back to the channel. And like I said, today we're going to be doing a post-season review of our Frogg Togg Migration Series waders. Now, I have no complaints personally about these waders, and I talked to Cade also. He has none either. We put these waders through the ringer last duck season. I mean, 4 different states, walk-in hunting. It was just the riggers. When we were in Arkansas hunting with Jake and Glenn and the rest of the guys from the Chasing Green crew, we walked through some stuff that I turned around and looked at Cade. I said, man, if these waders make it through this week's trip up here, they're worth every penny. And lo and behold, we didn't have any trouble out of them. Now, that was only a week walking through briars and cypress knees and all sorts of vines and all kinds of crazy stuff we were in down there in that South Arkansas swamp, but they held up phenomenally. I love these waders. I have no complaints with them. So after you've watched this full video about our waders, if you're interested in picking up a pair of these waders, I've got them linked below in the description for the Frogg Togg Migration Series 2.0. Be sure and go down there and click that link if you're interested in picking up a pair. We wore these waders all season long, 4 different states, put them through the ringer, and they passed the test. And they're ready to go for another season. So, I mean, what more can you ask for? These waders, they have the integrated shell belt across the front, which is a big plus with me. I really like to have my shells right there on my wader versus keeping them in a pocket or something like that. So that's one of the #1 things I look for when I'm buying a pair of waders, is I like that shell belt across the front. A lot of people don't like it because it weighs down the front of the waders, but it really doesn't bother me. I like them right there. These waders have a zippered front pocket, waterproof pocket, and that thing is extremely handy. But I'll tell you a quick story about that. I had my phone in my pocket right there, wading across the marsh, stepped off in a hole, took a dunk, but I was like, oh man, I'm okay, I got water all down in my waders, you know. I'm like, oh well, ain't no worries. Got my phone in my pocket, so it's safe. It's in the waterproof pocket. Only thing was, I forgot to zip it up. And yep, that phone is trash, so had to buy a new phone that day. So keep in mind, that pocket and zipper only works if you zip it. So that's my fault, but it does work. I know Cade kept his phone in there a lot this season and kept it zipped up, and there were a couple times where his would have gotten wet, but he had it in there and it was zipped up, so it worked out pretty good for him. The boots on these waders are a little large. Lengthwise, they fit pretty good. You know, that I wear a 10 and a half, and I think I got 11, you know, to accommodate for thick socks. And they fit very well lengthwise. Now, they were a little bit wider than I would have liked, but they were pretty big, kind of made you feel club-footed a little bit. But they were still comfortable to walk in, but they wasn't so wide to the point where your boot was flopping around on your feet. It was just a little bit larger than I would have liked. I would have liked a little bit snugger fit, but hey. So maybe if somebody from Frogg Togg is watching this, they can, you know, note to self, snug that boot up a little bit. The knees on these waders, now that's one thing I really need to touch on. Had no issues out of the knees, but you know, the knees, they have this another piece of fabric, Cordura-like fabric, over the camo part. Those things held up so well. I like to get on my knees a lot, especially if we're in like a pit blind or, you know, maybe a panel blind, something like that. I like to get down on my knees a little bit where it kind of gives me a little more room to look up. I don't know why I do that, but I just do. I get out of my chair and get on my knees where I can see better. But I put my waders through the ringer as far as the knees went. Walking all through briars and vines and staying on my knees a lot. So that's one thing that I was really impressed by. I said, man, if these, because normally that's where I always get my leaks at, is in my knees. Always in the knees. Every leak I've ever had in a pair of waders was in the knees, and it's just because of the way I hunt. Climbing in and out of boats, you know, knelt down in a panel blind, or you know, something like that. So it's just my knees take a beating. They have the little pocket in the front right here, the little, you know, the little clear page on it. You can put your license or something like that in there. It does not have a waterproof zipper, so I would not keep my phone in there, which I'm not saying it wouldn't keep it dry, but I'd be more concerned about that zipper than I had anything. But you can keep your license, or maybe some type of, you know, some places you have to have a day permit. You can keep that right there and it'll be safe. They have a kangaroo pocket right here behind the shell belt and the waterproof zippered pocket, and it's fleece lined, so that it's up high like that. It's very comfortable, nice warm place to put your hands on a cold day. And like I said, it's fleece lined, so that really helps out a lot. Plus, you know, sometimes you get some waders and it's got a pocket there, but it's lined with the same material that is on the outside. Not these. These have the fleece lining on the inside, so that's a big thing. That's a nice thing to have. Now, both of our waders are the Frogg Togg Migration Series Grand Refuge 2.0, but for whatever reason, they both have different clips. Like my waders have this clip right here that you squeeze, you know, and it snaps in place. Whereas Cade's is different. Cade's has this one right here that has the little, it goes in that hole and then slides and then clicks and locks in place. I don't know why. I don't know why they have different clips like that, but they do. I don't know if it has something to do with the different camo pattern and the reason they offer different clips in it, but they do. So I don't know what the deal is with that. I personally like this style of clip right here better than these, but I do know some people that like these better than those. So, you know, personal preference. So if you're considering buying a new pair of waders this upcoming season, I highly recommend the Frogg Togg Migration Series 2.0s. They are very nice waders. They seem to be durable. I'm sure there's somebody out there who's had a bad experience. I mean, you're not going to find a perfect product in the world anyway. So, but with my experience through them and the rigors that I put them through this past season, they held up phenomenally for me, and I'm going to get another season out of them, and I'm not worried about them. So they come highly recommended by me. Like I said, if you'd like to pick up a pair of these waders, I'll drop the link in the description below. Be sure and go down there and click that link and pick you up a pair if you want some. But that's all I got for you this week, guys. So until next time, y'all bust them up.